Hey Michael, it's Logan Stout at Perkins Motorplex in Mayfield, Kentucky. Gonna walk around this GX 460, the 2020 model, premium, and yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. Know the previous owners very well, and just gonna walk around it just so you get a better idea. So to give you an idea where I'm at, I'm on the bottom lot here of our headquarters here in Mayfield. If you were to go to the end of this street right here that splits our top lot and our bottom lot, if you were to go to that end, you would see a bunch of service centers like this, as well as our reconditioning facility, our photo booth, all that good stuff. Because again, this is the headquarters of Perkins Motorplex. This is where it all started. And yeah, all of our vehicles are used. I always point that out. None of these are gonna be perfect, including this GX. So I always like to say they all get grace. So we know it's a used vehicle, but at the same time, this one is extremely nice. So I want to walk around it. I want to point out any dings and scratches I see, because undoubtedly there's going to be a blemish or two on it somewhere. But so let's just go around it, starting with I'll do the wheels and tires real quick. Not a lot of curbing or scraping to point out really on this one. That wheel is great. Those are Nexen tires at probably 85 or 90% tread. We actually sold this vehicle to the previous owners, and they ended up deciding to go with something smaller. So they owned it for maybe 6 months, 7 months, somewhere around in there, and traded it back in with us. They loved it. They just decided they wanted something smaller. They didn't even need 3-row capacity, so they bought another Lexus. It's actually an NX, very small Lexus SUV. So, little backstory on it. Across the hood, it is a little grimy right now because the rain has finally stopped, and so you've got some of that residue still left on it, but across the hood looks great. Not a lot of rock pecks, bug damage, anything like that. Grill is really, really nice. A couple little spots down here that have been touched up nicely, but very, very good. Looking down the driver's side here, one small scratch right there. Making sure the camera catches that. It's pretty small, but with the sun lighting it up, you should be able to catch that. But that's me being pretty picky with the used vehicle. This side looks really, really good. Back bumper looks great. Of course, the glass opens separately. We'll do that here in a second. Go ahead and click that button. Parking sensors, everything looks straight ahead. Really, really nice. This side looks good as well. There is a ding on this side somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. There it is, right there. One small ding there underneath that passenger side window, or mirror. Other than that, this side's great too. So I don't want to oversell it and say it's perfect, but all things considered, extremely, extremely nice. All right, so you got the gate opening on these GXs, which is so cool. And you can lock it in place just by twisting that to avoid it closing on you, but it stays, it's pretty stiff. What is that, like a cylinder, a lift cylinder. It's a pretty stiff, so it doesn't close on you even if you're on a slope. I always thought the locking feature is nice, but it's not necessary. So you got the nice Lexus floor mat in it. That's a factory floor mat. Love that, because I think these are better than the WeatherTech because they are not as hard plastic. They're more of a rubber feel. They fit better, and I think they hose off better as well. So this does have the 3rd row. Now the 3rd row isn't super spacious, so if that's something you're gonna have people sitting in a lot, my kids size, my kids are 7 and 11, they'll be fine back here, but much bigger than that, then it gets pretty tight. The sidewall has a little scratching on it, and you can see that there. That's kind of to be expected with these SUVs of larger size, because they have luggage and strollers and all kinds of stuff like that put in them. To give you an idea how these seats work, it's just an easy handle. then pull from underneath. Very, very nice. And you can release that, pull this handle right here, and it'll fold flat again. Of course, you got to do the headrest. Doing all this one-handed while filming, doing my best here, but that's great. All right. Previous owners were non-smokers. And I'm gonna say the owners before that, non-smokers as well, because there's no hint of smoke smell in this whatsoever. And it's got that real nice, like I call it like a peanut butter colored interior, because it's not that bright brown that you see a lot of manufacturers come out with, but it's not gray either. It's just a real, almost like a muted brown, and I love it. With the nice black floor mats, seat backs are in great shape, rear heated seats, rear climate control is all right here. Got your pop-up cup holders right here. Huge, huge fan of the way these are set up on the inside. Got your Lexus kick plate there, your memory seats. Navigation. And this operating system, a lot of people are opting to put like the Apple CarPlay in it. They make a really nice kit where you can upgrade this or do an insert or whatever. They're very easy to install on your own, but I never really minded this system either. It's a little more of the traditional look, but you do have Alexa, you do have apps that you can add to this, and Lexus did a good job of creating different ways you can enhance this with apps and stuff. So you can get the Lexus app on your phone and add some things to it. This does have multiple key fobs. Those armrests stretch out. Center console nice and clean. There's your storage with your owner's manual and books like that in there. Heated and cooled seats. That's how you know it's the upgraded one, with the wood grain on the steering wheel and the upgraded wheels as well. So yeah, I just as smooth a ride as you can possibly have. As far as comfort, the way it brakes, the way the suspension handles bumps in the road, rough rides, whatever. Definitely different than, I think you mentioned trading in a 4Runner. Definitely different setup as far as that goes. This one is more like riding on pillows as opposed to the 4Runner, which just feels a lot more like riding in a truck. Neither is wrong. They're just very different from each other. So there you go. That's the Lexus GX 460. And the mileage is low enough. It qualifies for a factory type total care warranty. My favorite part about that, well, two things. One, it's nationwide. Any insured mechanic can do the work. They can just call it in and get paid to do the work. Two, it covers the technology components. So it's not just the engine and transmission. It's the touchscreen, the backup cameras, the parking sensors, stuff like that. So we always want to show you payment options both with and without that worked in, and then let you decide. Very, very pleased with it.